I am. My name is Peter, obviously, and about 7 years ago, I was in an accident, a sports accident, where I injured myself, and that was the foundation for my business. Is that through that injury, I was able to help myself and rehabilitate myself, and since then I've been able to help other people. So I thought, when I hurt myself, if I could just help one more person, I've done my job. If I could just help one more person get better. And I was able to help one person, then 2 people, then 3 people, then 4 people, then 5 people, and it grew into and now I've been able to train hundreds of people through just that one injury. It's just interesting, when something bad happens, it's not that bad, it was intended for it to happen, but it can be turned around for something good. So that's the foundation of what I do. And I have a heart for people that are injured and suffering with their bodies. And so what I try to do when I meet with someone, is I like to find out what their goals are, what their passions are, and I'm going to talk about today about what the most common things I see in my business. Okay, and when I start with people, it's always reversing the posture issues that I see. And so most of us people nowadays, we're sitting and we're slouched. So again, I was talking about sitting earlier. And when you sit, our shoulders are forward, our legs are bent. So again, so what's happening is the back of the shoulders are these are called our rhomboids and our delts. These are being overstretched. And that's why a lot of people who want massages, they get lots of knots back there. And knots are very common, but I call them fake muscles, okay? So I call them knot muscles. That's why they're called knots, okay? So they're fake, they're wannabe muscles. And what they're designed to do is that they're very important to get those knots, because what it's trying to do is trying to pull your shoulders back, okay? But what happens, the problem with knots, is that knots, instead of using the full muscle, like the full rhomboid, it's more like this. It's like a loony shape of a really stiff knot. And again, it's what it is what it is. It's like tying everything together in one spot. And that's the problem with knots, is that they're just point here, point here, point here. And I'm sure we've all had those. So what do massage therapists do? They said, oh, let's work out those knots. Let's stretch everything out forward. But the problem is it's not fixing the problem, okay? And actually, Cassandra, you have a good massage therapist, and she talks about this. And so what happens is, again, overstretched rhomboids. Again, what's happening is the front is tightening up, especially women. When girls are at a young age and they start developing, they're told to they're kind of taught to hide themselves, hide their chest. And what happens is they start wearing big sweaters and they start slouching forward. And as they grow, they keep in that hunched motion, okay? And especially tall people too. If you know anyone that tall, you see that they have that forward head motion. They're always like this, always training to bend over. So what I do there is I try to reverse it. So what I would do for poor posture in the shoulders is that overstretched here, we strengthen there. We strengthen the rhomboids, we strengthen the shoulders. And we stretch the chest. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And if any of you guys have seen bodybuilders, the big guys, in the gym, if you go to the gym, these guys walk around like this. And they look like you could just blow some wind and they'll fall over, right? But they're so bulky. And they're just over tight here. So again, what I do is a lot of chest stretches. The next thing is the sitting, what it does, it tightens up our hip flexors and our hamstrings. Okay, so if I'm sitting, again, this is in flexion. Okay, so what I would do there, again, I would do an extension, trying to stretch it out. So an example would be something you do at the office, and we can do some of these after. It's just putting, even if you're on the phone, just stick one foot up on the chair and just talk. No one knows that. You don't have to say, oh, by the way, my legs are on the chair right now. You just talk, pretend like nothing's happening. And I'm a pretty healthy guy, but every single night for 1 hour, for the past 3 years, I stretch. Every night. It doesn't matter how late it is, if I get in at 1 a.m., I stretch every night, just to reverse of what I did that day. So in my job, I'm doing a lot of leaning forward, spotting, helping someone lift, leaning forward. So again, I'm doing this, so I want to reverse that. Because if you spend 8, 9, 10 hours doing something, if you don't reverse it, you're going to stay that way. And you've all seen it in the senior homes. If you've ever been in a senior home, what are they all doing? How are they all walking like this? Hunched over, and that's going to be us. And you know what? It's getting worse and worse and worse. Now, teenagers are getting these problems. Teenagers are getting these posture problems. And this is my passion. This is why I do what I do, because I want to save save us. We're dying. We're going to be dying. And what's happening is the circulation is being dropped, is stopping here. And the other thing that article doesn't talk about is that it stops for men the testosterone movement in the legs. And you know, Viagra is on the rise, and that is one big reason. So this is something men aren't really open about with me. But you know what? I'd say if you have this problem, this is what you need to do. So if you know anyone that has this problem, what you want to do is just some simple squats. I call it the natural Viagra. It's just going down like this, deep breath in, and then deep breath out, and just pulling yourself back. Okay? Really important. So what that does, it gets testosterone back in here. There's these muscles in here, and it gets it all, gets them started again. Broccoli is another natural Viagra if you know anything else, but it's cheaper than Viagra. Anyway, but that was about that. But that's a serious problem, and it's because we're sitting. And I want us to go back. Let's go back, let's say 1,000 years from now. When we were stressed, when we had stress on our lives, it was about, or we had to feed for our families, right? That's the stress that we had. Or there was a bear chasing after us. Now we're stressed, or like a dinosaur chasing after, I don't know if there's something. But now our stress is like, you know, we get a phone call from a client. And our stress could be, you know, like something could happen at work. But when we're stressed, this is where we're stuck. We're stuck driving, we're stuck sitting. We're not working off that stress. But that adrenaline rush of stress, what it's supposed to do is supposed to get us moving. And when we get stressed, another thing that happens is we get hungry. And that is a horrible combination when we get stressed and then we sit and we eat. It's killing us. So what you want to do, as soon as you feel stressed, if you can't think, I encourage you to go for a walk, work off that stress, do some exercises. That's why I gave us some of those exercises there last week. It's so important to work that off. And the thing that we all want to do is sit and eat. That's the worst thing you can do, the absolute worst thing that you can do. It's going to kill you. What you want to do when you're stressed, the best thing, a nice quick thing, is deep breath in, deep breath out, and just stretch out your chest, take deep breaths, okay? And again, if you're running out, if a bear is chasing after you, that adrenaline is there to make you run. Go for a run. We call it the bear run we make you do, right? It's like, I'm really stressed, what should I do? I said, let's do the bear run. And just pretend the bear is chasing after you. It's a great workout. So what I'm going to get us all to do, if we could all stand up, we're going to go through some great exercises you can do at the office. So if we could all stand up, please. And you don't have to do all of them. If some of them you're uncomfortable with, you don't have to do them. So don't worry about it. All right. So the best thing I want you to do, the most important is that if you stand in front of your chair, okay? So you stand in front of your chair, or you pretend like the chair is there. And what you want to do is you want to take a deep breath in. Watch me first. Deep breath in. And just let your butt touch the chair, and then deep breath out, and you rise from that. Okay, so try your best. We'll do it all together. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. Touch the chair. Don't lean on it. And then deep breath out. Good. One more time. Deep breath in.
I can't do it.
And then deep breath out. And the reason why the chair is there is to keep your butt back, so you don't lean forward. Let's do one more. Deep breath in. And then deep breath out. Good, and you should be feeling that in the legs and the butt muscles and that kind of thing. But another great one that you want to do is if you bring your hands forward, okay? And then what you do just is deep breath in, and then deep breath out, and just pull into you. Deep breath out. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Good. Deep breath in. You'll probably find some knots there, and then deep breath out. Good. And another great one, you take your elbows and just go like little circles backwards, like that. Work out the shoulders. Now, if you do these just a little bit throughout the day, yeah, don't hit anyone. If you just do this for like 5 minutes every hour, it's going to make a tremendous difference. You're going to feel great at the end of the day. Another great one that you can do is when you're standing, you just do a little tilt to your left. So you tilt your head, your left ear to your left, what's this called, the shoulder. And then you walk your right hand down your leg. You're going to feel a little stretch. Try and stay straight, that's the trick. And you're going to feel a nice stretch from your ear down. You feel that? Good, then drop your chin. Oh. Good. Now right ear to right shoulder. And now walk your left hand down your leg. And what that's doing again, we're going to stretch up the neck there. Good, and then relax. Good. Okay, one last one you're going to do is just go try to touch your toes and just stretch out those hamstrings. Again, we're doing this because our hamstrings are so tight. And just let yourself hang there. Good work, everyone.
I guess now would be a bad time to get this angle, yeah?
Good work, everyone. Awesome. Okay, so you guys can take a seat. Good work. So that's kind of what I look for in my clients. Where are they? What can we reverse? That's what it's about. Yeah, and water's always good. Drink lots of water, but always reversing what they're doing. Okay, always reversing. So if they're tight in one area, we're going to strengthen the other area. Any questions about that kind of stuff? Yes.
What would you recommend? Stretch pre-workout or before?
Well, there's two types of stretching. Okay, you never hold a stretch before a workout. It makes you 30% weaker for 3 hours. Okay, it's the #1 way to get injured. So the stretches you do want to do is functional stretching, like moving, circles, that kind of thing. But that's a great question because a lot of people don't know that. Always after. Best to stretch at night because you're going to be weaker because you're fatiguing the muscles. So you're going to be weaker. It's best to do at night. Give a nice big stretch. And stretch for like a minute or so. Let yourself relax. I know, Mark, you have your little routine too that you do, right? And you do some work. Yeah. I'm picking on you. Yes, Dom.
Would you recommend running before a workout or after a workout?
Running? You know what? I would do. If you're going to do a running day, do it. Yeah, that is a workout. If you're going to do a running day, have a specific running day. If you're going to do like half an hour running or more.
Oh, really?
But a warm up, a 10-minute run warm up is great.
Yeah. Before.
Before, yeah.
Before,
yeah. But I like to. My best work with my clients is like a low cardio, the strength training, then stretching. That's what I usually do. Okay. I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, email me. If I can give you some free advice, that would be great too. So thank you very much.
Woohoo!